Hey, Rob Guy Sharam here. In this video, we are talking about how to get over trust issues. If you've ever had trust issues and why it's not so bad to have trust issues. Um, as always, we're going to be looking at trust and trust issues through a path of surrender. Here I am chilling in my robe because I did not want to get changed today. So, if you don't know what surrender is, as always, surrender is an amazing and just this beautiful way of processing emotions. So that way, basically, you're letting your mind heal itself. So it's by feeling your emotions without trying to modify them in any way, just letting yourself fully feel, fully surrender. That's the key word there. Surrender to those emotions, and then basically bad emotions, things that we reject, that we fight, become good. Basically, good emotions become great, and we end up letting our body heal itself. Now, when talking about trust issues, it's really important to consider, why do we have trust issues? Sometimes, most of the time, people have trust issues just because they've been hurt. We've been hurt. That's it. Yeah, it's like it's like touching fire, right? Like, you touched fire the first time, you got hurt. So what do? You learn not to touch fire the second time. Trust issues, I would describe as being not necessarily a problem. What people have, though, is a problem with having trust issues. They think that they shouldn't. They think that they should just be free from them. That's the first step. In order to get over your trust issues, honestly, and a really honest to God fucking way, we have to surrender to how we think about the trust issues. That is, if we feel like we are we're struggling, that if we think that we shouldn't have trust issues, it's like, what does that feel like? First of all, eventually, what you will discover is that most of the time, it's like your trust issues are to be trusted, just because you are to be trusted. You yourself are a person to be trusted. So when we deny ourselves from having trust issues, we're actually teaching ourselves to trust ourselves less, if that makes sense. The second thing is as you then surrender to the fact that you don't trust someone, a potential partner, potential date, potential lover, potential co-worker, as you therefore start to surrender to those feelings, you might discover that it's 100% okay to have trust issues. It's 100% okay. You are never going to get through it fighting it, if that makes sense. Thinking that you shouldn't have trust issues, thinking that you should be better than that, these things tend to hold us back because it's like, oh God, I shouldn't eat the cake, but I do eat the cake and then something's wrong with me. We are the ones hurting ourselves through other people, if that makes sense. Trust issues isn't the problem. It's the self-flagellation that happens from those issues. So we can use everything as a portal for self-healing, just as much as we can use everything as a portal for self-harm. And that's just incredibly, I guess, like, it's a powerful realization to know that it's like anything can be used for healing. Anything can be used for harm. So when it comes to having trust issues with someone, what do? You let yourself have fully trust issues. You let yourself fully not trust them. You surrender to that. The act of surrendering to that itself is a healing practice, because you are essentially letting go of all the layers that we have around that. To not trust someone fully, dare I say, not trust yourself fully, is itself a healing action. What I love seeing, it drives me insane to love this, is like, I will help someone surrender. So whether it's through messaging, someone messages me directly on Instagram, or I'm working with someone like I'm on a call or whatever, like a client, it's like they're like, oh, I don't feel so good. I feel really angry. It's like, well, it's time to feel angry, So we surrender to that together. As a coach, that's what I do. I help. I basically teach people how to surrender. And what I love about that is the process itself is healing. It's the act of surrender itself. To surrender to not trusting someone forces you to almost let go of the other steps, like the other, like, oh, but I should, but I shouldn't, all of this other stuff. And you're basically giving in. You're saying you want life to be easier. So I surrender. I surrender. I don't want to fight myself anymore because I'm okay fighting other people. And then you will then realize that you are fighting yourself through other people. And that way, then, for example, if you have trust issues, if you've been hurt, you will then realize why you were hurt. And that's the fucking gold mine. You will then realize why you have been hurt. And then you will realize that maybe it wasn't them. Maybe you had your hopes up because you were excited, and then you will learn that it's okay to be excited, it's okay to have your hopes up, and most importantly, it's fucking okay to be disappointed. Because then you surrender to that, then you surrender to the feeling of disappointed. And you realize that it is an aspect of life, and to avoid being disappointed and hurt is to avoid life itself. So what do people do? They say, but I will be hurt beyond repair. You are not beyond repair. You just don't know how to repair. And upon learning to surrender, to self-heal, to look at every emotion and to say, I am brave enough to feel this, you then learn that it's oh fucking okay. And therefore, you will let yourself get your hopes up and get excited about people, places, opportunities. Because then you will almost invite more of those opportunities into your life because you have passion. It's like, I love the rule where it's like, sometimes it wasn't X, sometimes it wasn't X enough. Like, sometimes it wasn't the fact that you had your hopes up. Sometimes it wasn't the fact that you didn't have your hopes up enough. You didn't let your passion run. You didn't let your energy run. You didn't fucking say to that person, so and so, I love you. It does not matter if you love me back. Love is not a two-way street. Love is one way. I love you, you love me. That's two one-way streets. Relationships are two ways. Do you want to collaborate? Do you want to be in a relationship? Yes, no? All right. Love is not. Then you will realize through your surrendering to your trust issues, surrendering to the disappointment, surrendering to the hurt, you will come out on top and realize that all these aspects are just a facet of life and a reason to be alive, not a reason to hide. So thank you so much for watching this video. On my own journey, I'm currently in the throes of surrendering to my desire to create coaching products. Fuck it, my desire to make motherfucking money, baby. Because I have a night job and I want to get out of that. And I'm learning to surrender to my desire to make a product, because just reiterating what I'm making in these things, I don't know if that's good enough, or I don't know if that works for me. So I'm really diving deep and shedding all my layers and layers and layers of gunk because of years of being a relationship coach and a dating coach and all that sort of stuff. I've listened to all the advice that wasn't my own, and that's the thing that's confusing me. So I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure to, be fantastic. Look in the mirror and say, I deserve to be happy. Tell yourself that. Bye.